she's just like wiggling the whole time, and I'm trying to keep a hold of her.
In our heads, we're thinking, oh, this is the last day we see our cat. Because
Right.
she's going to get loose in the Mexico City airport. All right, so today we're going to talk to you about taking a cat or a pet from the United States into Mexico. Now, we took a cat. Your situation may vary if you're taking your dog, especially a larger dog, but we took a cat in the cabin. So this is going to be our experience, and it was a challenge?
It was.
Challenge.
A challenge.
For us, it was a major challenge. We travel, and we're actually quite proud of the fact that we travel with one backpack. Everywhere we've gone, Paris, Spain, Rome, the Philippines, throughout the United States, one backpack. Very proud of that. We go to Mexico and we take one backpack, a big suitcase for each of us with double monitors. We took 2 laptops apiece and a cat. This was not a fun travel day.
No.
We basically argued all day because everything was annoying that day. It was such a different experience. If we do it again, we'll at least know what we're getting into.
Yeah.
I don't know that we can make it smoother.
No,
It was
but
just
at least
annoying.
we'll know what to expect. though.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about what to expect. Now, we are doing this video in November of 2020. As of right now, the Mexican government does not require a health certificate to bring your cat, or I'm going to continue to say cat because that's what we did, into Mexico. However, the caveat is we flew. The airline does require a health certificate. So as a practical manner, you need the health certificate. And you're going to get that from your vet, and they're basically attesting to the fact that your cat is healthy. You know, they don't have rabies, they have all their up-to-date shots, all these sort of things. And there's a form that they fill out at the vet that you can show the airline. Now, I do say that, we'll get to that in a second, where the government did actually look at that paperwork, but that's required by the airline. Let's talk a little bit about traveling. So we took, again, the cat, and we put her in a harness so that she would not get loose. Cats are very wiggly, so we put her in a harness, which she was not particularly thrilled about. It's not like we ever walk her. She's an indoor cat. She never goes outside. But we wanted something that we could grab onto should she try to get loose or anything of that nature. And we put her in a soft carrier, because we knew that she would have to go under the seat, so we wanted a little bit of flexibility for space. This is actually a pretty nice carrier. I don't remember how much it cost, but it really wasn't very expensive, like Amazon. I'll post it if I can find it. Wide open. We put some puppy pads in there, and it came with its own little sort of carpet floor. Probably didn't matter. She didn't like being there anyways, but it's what we did. So that was how we traveled with her. I'll let Mary Jane talk about the experience when we flew from LAX into Mexico City. Remember, that's an international flight, so this is where things got to be a little interesting. Take it away.
Thanks. Thanks, Michael.
You're welcome.
So I had read on there that I was going to have to take her out of the carrier, which scared me to death. I was so nervous. So I get there, and I'm having to take the laptops out and put those in bins. I'm putting a backpack up there, the whole deal. I get her out of the carrier, and they had me just carry her through the scanners, which was fine because they let me hold her. So I carried her like a baby through the scanners, and then had to go on the other side, gather up all the stuff at the same time, still trying to keep a hold of her, put the leash back on her, and put her back in her carrier.
This is TSA in LAX.
TSA in LAX. No problem. Easy.
We're good.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I can do this, right? So we get to Mexico City, and we land, and we have to go in a separate line to check her in to Mexico. All right? So I'm standing there, and I'm in line, and I'm waiting. It takes over an hour to get through this line. There was one person in front of me,
Yeah.
and they were helping that person when I got there. Literally, the guy is filling out paperwork on the computer so that he can print it and stamp it. And I need this paper and this stamp to get out of the airport.
And this is where the paperwork comes in. The Mexican government doesn't require this paperwork, but it's the first thing they ask for. the paperwork.
Right.
The same paperwork they're not requiring. They asked for that paperwork. He didn't even look at the cat.
No, he didn't even ask to see the cat. He confirmed. He confirmed by asking me if it was a cat or a dog, and I said cat. And he took the paperwork I had from the vet. That's what he asked them.
So that was to get out of the Mexico City airport. Because of the way our flights were, we actually had a layover. We got there in the afternoon, late afternoon. We went to a hotel, and the next morning we came back to the Mexican City airport to fly from Mexico City to Merida, which is now a domestic flight, thinking that would actually be easier.
Way easier, right? Because we're already in the country. I've already checked her in. I have the certificate. So I get up there, same thing, take out all the laptops, I take off the leash. Oh, they want me to take her harness off of her as well. Have you ever tried to take off or put on a harness by yourself for a cat that's scared to death and wants to run? Yeah.
That's so simple.
So I not only have to take the harness off, but this time they're telling me, no, I can't cradle her up against me. I have to hold her out with my arms straight in front of me like this through the scanner.
Cue Lion King sounds.
It was terrible. She's just like wiggling the whole time, and I'm trying to keep a hold of her.
In our heads, we're thinking, oh, this is the last day we see our cat. She's a cat. She's going to take off. We will never see her. Cat doesn't speak Spanish. Everything's going to hell.
She's not bilingual.
And that was to get from Mexico City to Merida. And once we got to Merida, it was very simple. I mean, nobody cared.
Nobody cared. Nobody asked me for any paperwork or anything.
No.
We just walked straight out to
I guess they presume that you're flying, this is a domestic flight at that point, so they assume everything was done on the front end. I mean, no one even noticed we had a cat. We literally just got our bags and walked out and grabbed a taxi. Very simple.
Simple.
Again, if you read that the governments are not requiring it, remember how are you getting to and from Mexico, because if it's an airline, they're going to require these documents. So we had to go find a vet, and we printed out what the airline requested, took that to the vet, and she was very nice, and she had pretty good English, and I have zero Spanish basically, but we were able to figure it out. She took care of everything. She wrote up the document, gave us 2 copies, one in Spanish and one in English, so that we could show them. So that part was actually fine. You have to do that per the airline, per AeroMexico, within 5 days. So we did it Thursday or so, and we flew out that Saturday, give or take. That was actually pretty easy. So let's talk about some costs. I'll post these things up there. Again, I can't remember exactly the cost for the airlines. It was $150 or so, I think, for Delta. Right. This is each way. You're paying a lot for this cat, right? Flying from Delta to Mexico City, from LAX to Mexico City, then we paid AeroMexico, which was actually pretty cheap, as I recall. I forget the number of pesos, but I want to say it was like $15, $30, something like that, in terms of dollars. From Mexico City to Merida, and then you basically reverse all that to get back. Our vet, to do the paperwork, this is a vet here in San Diego, to do the certificate was $96 to fill out a piece of paper. And then again, we have to reverse that process because again, remember we mentioned you have to have this done within 5 days of flying. So down in Mexico, we had to have the same certificate basically filled out again. That was a certificate of 400 pesos down there, which I think is $20, give or take.
20.
Depending, I'll post it up whatever the exchange is right this moment, but it's about $20. So it was $20 in Mexico, $96. This is to fill out a piece of paper.
Right.
That's it. Yeah, so there's that. But that was it. That's our experience with taking a cat to Mexico. Hopefully your experience is less annoying.
Or stressful.
Less stressful.
Yeah.
But maybe this will help you know what you're getting into. So make sure you like and check out our other videos. Give us a like, give us a comment if you've went through this or you have a different experience. I'd love to hear it. And make sure you click on the bell so you get notified every time we make one of these videos. That's it. Have a great day.